This is like totally giving like Turkish or Roman bathhouse. I feel like now we're going down into like a mine shaft. So dude, I've never seen anything like this. Let's go. All right, this is one of our most requested videos from people in the comments and clients that have moved out here is they want to know, what can I get for $1 million in Colorado Springs? Because here's the thing, it is very different. $1 million in the Midwest, $1 million in San Diego or San Francisco, and $1 million in Colorado Springs is not the same. So make sure that you subscribe, because over the coming weeks, we're gonna be exploring the different neighborhoods, because every neighborhood, $1 million gets you something a little bit different, a little bit more unique. So today, what you can expect to hear from me is we're gonna talk about just a general overview of the price point and the different like quick neighborhoods. And then we're gonna go up north. A lot of people move out here and they wanna have a lot more space because they're coming from California. They're like, I want 5 acres, I want privacy, I want land, and I want views. Sweet, I'm gonna take you up there and show you an absolutely quintessential, perfect, the most perfect representation of that. And then this afternoon, I'm gonna take you to one of the craziest, most unique, most beautiful, I actually cannot believe that this home is listed at $1 million. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm gonna take you through it, so make sure that you stick around to see that one. But first, let's just talk about where I am right now. So where am I? I am in Skyway, or Skyway Heights specifically. And it's funny because, Kemper, tell me I'm lying. When we came up here, we were driving through a pretty cool neighborhood. We saw some deer. There's lots of trees out here, as you can see. But then we crossed this line and it was like, suddenly you were like, oh my God.
It was like, wow.
100% that's what happened, right? Because you cross into what's called Skyway Heights. It gets up onto this big loop that goes around, and you can see behind me, you've got the big mountains right there, and this road loops all the way around and gets right tucked underneath the mountains. Obviously, as you get closer to the mountains, and then when you have the mountains backing it, now you're well outside of the $1 million range, right? But Skyway is a really, really cool neighborhood just south of I-24, really close to Bear Creek Regional Park. And what you see up here, first off, you don't see very many homes for sale. That's actually just a fact. A lot of people move in here and this is the dream home that they were trying to get into, but you actually do see bigger homes, kind of like what you're seeing behind me, that were a lot built in the mid-90s, right? And so obviously, like if they're updated, they're probably gonna poke out of that $1 million range, but they're also on a decent sized lot, 1/4 acre to 1/2 acre lots, which, by the way, we'll talk about this for sure when we go up to Black Forest and you see that lot, is sometimes you're paying more for the land, or just as much for the land, obviously, as you are for the house, because it's so precious and people want their space. And if there's anything that we learned over the last couple of years with a lot of migration from places like South Florida and California, it's that people really, really value their space. So this neighborhood you will see in future videos when we start getting into the higher ranges, the 1.5 to 2 million, because really, as we go around that loop, they're unbelievable. But for now, let's go ahead and pop up to Black Forest so I can show you what it's like to be on 5 acres, hundreds of trees on your property, big old rancher. It's so good. Let's go take a look at it. Dun, 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 dun. Dude, I love trees. As promised, we are out here in Black Forest, as evidenced by the gorgeous trees behind me. And if you take a look at this property, it is 4.98 acres. So let's just round up and call it a good old 5 acres. And that's what a lot of people are looking for when they move from places like California or South Florida, or really just any kind of congested area that draws people to Colorado Springs. They're tired of living on top of each other. They're tired of spending an enormous amount of money to live right next to your neighbors and basically have no privacy. Well, Black Forest, hi Chris. Black Forest is the epitome of privacy and space and lot sizes. But it comes with a trade-off, right? When you move out here, you are paying for the lot. And just for the record, I've looked at comps in this area, and there are 5-acre lots that have sold for $500,000 and $600,000. So when we talk about $1 million property like the one that's behind me that I'm going to take you through, you have to keep that in mind, that the price of this much space with, 200 trees or so, if not more, on the lot, that comes at a premium. And so this house here it was built in 1977, first occupied in 78, and it's been a single owner the entire time. And what you're gonna see is probably not what you would expect out of $1 million home. So what a lot of people expect in $1 million home is like super ornate, super beautiful, really like luxury living. And it's just not always the case in a place like Black Forest, where the land is everything. I almost don't even need to say anything because you're already thinking it. You're thinking, nobody has touched this thing since 1978, since they moved in. And you're 100% correct. But here's actually a really freaking awesome thing about this place is that it already is super open. It already has that like flowy feel to it. It's already got the beams. It's already got the high ceilings. And so what I need you to do is just imagine yourself in this place updated, right? There's a lot of wallpaper. You're gonna see like 12 different wallpaper designs, but like look at these huge, gorgeous windows. Those are killer. Look at those views out the back. And I say views because like I know for a fact that there will be animals and wildlife that walk back there, right? We're gonna do a wallpaper count. So we got one, we're on number two. Number two wallpaper, step down, be careful. We've got 3 and maybe 4. I can't tell if that's all the same. Yep, 3 and 4. So we're at 4 different types of wallpaper. But look at this kitchen. You could totally make this kitchen incredible. I already think it's pretty awesome, but you update some appliances, you update, oh man, like a cool like whitewash over that. I think actually this countertop is already pretty rad. It's like a green stone. I'm not 100% sure if it's granite. Maybe it's not. Nope, that's Formica. JK, I can feel underneath. But this has so much potential and it has so much character already. Now, this is gonna be the theme throughout the whole house. So we don't really need to see the whole house. We're just gonna take a look at all the main living areas. Because again, what you're getting for $1 million, and this is, when we walked into this house, what'd you say, Kemper? You were like, this is perfect.
Right.
This is the perfect choice to showcase what you're getting up in Black Forest. At
Exactly. That $1 million price point that like you were saying a minute ago, people think is like getting up a basketball court. It's getting you a nice, big, dated house on a huge lot.
But private, gorgeous, really great access to I-25, great access to Section 16, which is like miles and miles and miles of private trail. This is actually zoned as a horse property as well, which is pretty freaking cool. But you can see like imagine this living space updated, super modern looking, right? Keeping that really classic lodgy feel, but making it modern and making it updated. This place would be stellar. Now I gotta show you the master. Okay, that's the master. Before we go into there, we gotta continue our wallpaper count though. So we're at 5, 6, 7 with a bonus bronze carpet.
Yeah, that looks pretty bronze.
So we're at 7 and then the master. Again, now this is unique for a late 70s build, is that like it's still hitting the layout and the flow that people want today in 2024. So again, picture getting rid of this 9th wallpaper, painting, getting really beautiful trim, updating the flooring, having it cohesive throughout. And you've got a huge master, big freaking windows, and Just a silly master bath, but I kind of freaking love it. Check this out. This is like totally giving like Turkish or Roman bathhouse. Like I've never
Roman bathhouse for sure.
I've never seen a tub like this ever.
It's wild.
It's so cool. And then your nice little walk-in shower and whatever. So, and then it also, we don't need to go in there, but it also has like a full-size walk-in closet, which is actually incredibly rare. A lot of older homes didn't have those. So like the bones of this house, again, are freaking awesome. And then I wanted to take you outside just so that you could see the extra little things that come with this house. We just had a pretty good fresh snow. By the way, something else that you get up in Black Forest, side note, Black Forest is like 1,000 feet higher than Colorado Springs, actually like 7,300 feet. So you get a lot more snow up here, as evidenced by the deck being totally covered in snow. But they even have a 12-person hot tub that's encased. I can't open it because the snowpack kind of blocked it shut, so you'd have to deal with that. But this is like a really unique, and then there's nobody behind you. And like your neighbors, they're like way out there. You can't really see them, you can't hear them. You've got privacy, you've got space, you've got that just country living that a lot of people are looking for. So back in the house, to wrap this up, the real question then becomes, that everybody has is, well, okay, Kyle, if I buy this house for $1 million, how much is it actually going to cost me to get this thing to the vision that I really have? And so we're just going to talk to the man himself. So Chris just walked through the house while we were kind of doing it as well. Chris was previously a general contractor. He's done, this was a custom build back in the day. And you can kind of tell because it was like clever how it was done. So
it's really well thought. For being the age of the house, I think you probably mentioned this, like the layout's actually sweet. Like it's got a ton of freaking potential.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think? Like you were saying, I feel like if you were walking through, you can already kind of see like.
I think to do it like the outside, you know, to redo the brick, like do like a German schmear on it or something, replace the vinyl siding with some other kind of siding, really do the inside right. I think 300 grand. You could have this thing like freaking dialed in.
Really dialed.
Like really dialed. Like nice. And if you did some of the work yourself, obviously it'd be lower than that. You could probably do it for less if you didn't do like real high-end finishes.
What if you were just trying to do the interior just to get it modern and updated?
If you did some of the work yourself, it's like 100 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like kitchens and baths are expensive, but that bathroom in there needs. Oh, it's unique. I love that tub though.
I know, doesn't it? It's got like this like Roman bath feel outside.
Yeah, like, it's like just turn on your faucets.
Yeah, dual faucets. You're just like, hello.
No, it is sweet though. But I think as somebody, you could be into this house. It was listed for what, 1.1, I think? Yep. 1.1. 1.2 if you did some of the stuff yourself on the inside. 1.3, high-end 1.4, but you've got a sweet place on 5 acres close to town too, which makes the value more.
And then what we really care about, so a purchase is always, real quick, a purchase is always like part investment and part purchase, right? Like you're buying this house because it's awesome.
Yeah.
You might want to step over this way so that you're not being hidden.
I'm pretty short, man.
Yeah. You get in this thing? It's part purchase, part investment, right? But when you're buying this house and you're looking to put the money into it, like this is an incredible place to live.
Yeah.
Great access right next to I-25, but the investment is also there. So, okay, so you put $200,000 to $300,000 into it, and then if you've never heard the term ARV, which is after repair value, now what are we talking?
Yeah, I mean,
like this thing fully decked out.
If it was fully decked out, interior, exterior, I mean, it's a 1.5 house all day long. Easy. So you might be $200,000 on the upside.
Easy.
So that's in today, and then you hold it for a couple of years. It's even more.
Yeah.
Because like I said, in close to town, man, there's no more land available. So 5 acres, 10 minutes from everything, that's a find.
All right. So that has given you a little bit of a taste of what you can expect up in the Black Forest area, right? Trees, space, 5 acres, maybe views. It just kind of, it's like lot dependent, right? Like what the trees look like for you. But that's what it's like out here. But man, I'm so stoked to get to this property out in Manitou. It looks crazy, and we haven't seen it yet, but I've been dying. I had a friend send it to me a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh my God, I have to get to this house.
With the rocks inside of it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to be a sweet house.
So we're super stoked to get out there, but I want to do a little bit of myth busting and just a little bit more expectation setting for the $1 million range, but definitely stick around because you are going to want to see this house. Oh man, it's going to be so cool. Okay, so I'm out here in the Forest Lakes area, which is another area that is relatively densely populated with that $1 million mindset, the $1 million homes. And I wanted to, hello, ice. I wanted to just share some kind of experience about what you can expect. And you've kind of probably already gathered it just from what you saw in Black Forest. Now, are all $1 million homes in Colorado Springs outdated like the one in Black Forest? The answer is no. In fact, in this area, you have 2016 build and on that are very much in the $1 million price range. In fact, just over this ridge, so this is called Mesa Top Ridge, when you bop over to the other side, there's a community over there that has a lot of actually new builds. I've got multiple clients under contract over there that are getting into brand new builds, $1 million, right underneath Mount Hermon, and it's freaking stellar. However, I also know that depending on the location in Colorado Springs, that's really the name of the game when you're talking about $1 million homes is location, location, location. Because there are quite a few homes that were really built as $600,000 or $700,000 homes that then appreciated over the years. And now they're in that $1 million club. And so sometimes you feel like you walk into a home and you're like, is this really what $1 million home feels like? It's like, well, it wasn't built as $1 million home. So sometimes it didn't have that expectation. I want to tell you a story. Now this was in a neighborhood, this was over in Flying Horse, and I had some clients, we were looking at $1 million home. It was actually like right at 1.1, and they were pretty frustrated at the condition. Truthfully, it wasn't super well maintained. I'll give them that. It actually wasn't cleaned because the person had moved out super quick, and they kept saying like, well, I just feel like for $1 million, it should be basically perfect. It should be in incredible, immaculate condition. Otherwise, it's not $1 million. And what I started to gather was like they were coming from the Midwest, and they kind of had this expectation, like I said at the previous house, that they were going to be able to get $1 million home that kind of matches what you would get in the Midwest. And the truth is, it's not the same. Because again, what you're paying for out here is like the location, the amenities, the closeness, and there's a lot more people here than in a lot of your cities in the Midwest where there's $1 million homes. So I had an uncomfortable conversation with them, and I was like, they were like, well, we could go up to, they actually said Forest Lakes. They were like, we could go up to Forest Lakes and we could build a brand new home for $1 million up there. And I said, great, then let's do it. And they said, well, yeah, but it's not the location that we want. And I was like, oh, okay. So location matters. I was like, we could go to Pueblo and I could build you a freaking unbelievable, or we could go out to Falcon or Peyton or Calhoun. I could build you an unbelievable $1 million home. It'll blow your mind. And they're like, well, yeah, but, and I was like, okay, so the location does matter. Right? And everybody feels that when you get into some of these neighborhoods, when you get into a Black Forest, you're not going to have this unbelievably ornate, perfect home because you're paying for trees and land. Here, you're paying for being next to the mountains. In Flying Horse, you're paying for that type of community, that master plan community with the unbelievable golf course. So I just want you to keep that in mind, because Colorado Springs is not like Dallas, where like everything is kind of the same, it's just more expensive or it's less. The neighborhoods here are so unique, and that's why you need to subscribe, because as we go through these neighborhoods and as we hit these different price points, it'll provide so much clarity that like, just because you've seen $1 million home in Forest Lakes doesn't mean that you've seen the ones in Flying Horse or in Broadmoor Bluffs or in Manitou, right? And they're all different, and we want you to be able to get that perspective. So this is what I've been waiting for, and I know you have been waiting for this as well. Now we're gonna head to Manitou Springs. We're gonna get into the mountains, some of the coolest mountains. Oh, they're so beautiful. And we're gonna drive, and it's a hell of a drive to get up there. And we're gonna show you what I've been waiting for, and you've been waiting for, this incredible property that we just got word that it actually also had a price cut. So it's actually just below $1 million. Anywho, without further ado, let's go. Okay, we just pulled up to the house and we have an exclusive look into this place. It was quite the drive to get up here, but you know, we got this plan for you. So, we just want to remind you guys that we do all things Colorado Springs. We're to eat, sleep, live, work, breathe, play, all that stuff. So if you are looking to move out to Colorado Springs, reach down, reach out, or reach down, whatever you want to do. In the comments, you can email us, call, text, whatever works for you, and we will help you relocate to Colorado Springs. And you talk about a dream home, like an absolutely wild situation. That's what we're about to go check out. So we finally made it up here. And this house actually also just had an enormous price drop. We're talking a $200,000 price drop. And why do I say that we have an exclusive access to this house? Is because they don't really just let people come up here and film, but we talked to Monica into it and she was kind enough to let us. Kemper, you haven't been in the house yet, so dude, I've never seen anything like this. Let's go. Check this out. Right when you walk into this unbelievable house, you're immediately greeted with this giant fountain. And this is not veneer. This is not fake. This is straight up rock from the mountain itself. And these incredible engineers came out here and architects, and they built the house onto the rock. Into the rock? It is cohesively, simultaneously all one thing. And it is astounding. So right when we come in, let's go ahead and go in, Kemper. And I say, you know what, let's just start where a lot of people, they want to know, like, what's the kitchen like? So you come up this, now it's like gosh, I can't even keep track of how many levels this house is. It's like 4 or 5 or 6, or I don't know. But as we come in, this is the mainstay, right? The kitchen that everybody wants. And it is recently remodeled, super tastefully done. These huge beams that go across that are still beautiful, and huge islands. Not just one island, but 2 islands. It's like we're in the Galapagos here, or in Hawaii. We got multiple islands. You got the big island of Hawaii, and then the not as big but still enormous. And there is space just at that one for 12 people. And over here, we've got 1, 2, you could probably fit 3 or 4, I guess, if you wanted to do straight up like Japanese hibachi style and like sit in front while somebody like grills up some stuff. But this is incredible. And this entertaining space alone, minus, we haven't even gone outside yet. We haven't even looked at everything else, but just this space alone is so spectacular. As we come into like the actual kitchen itself, obviously like all of our cabinets are gonna be soft close. They've got this really beautiful finish, nice granite countertops. I like big white backsplash personally. It's just a personal taste thing. A nice sized pantry, not the hugest pantry I've ever seen in the world, but you don't need it because you got storage space on storage space with sliding. That's amazing. That's brilliant because those things are deep. Huge fridge, double oven. Wait, that's not a double oven. That's a big friggin' microwave. Anywho, so I love this space. This works great for what I like. I like big open spaces. I like entertaining. I like having people over. They've got these renderings around here of just kind of like what it can look like as you add a couple things to it. But should we go outside right now?
We should.
Let's do it. Okay. So this is one of the floors that you can go out on, okay? And I gotta figure out how to get out. Bear with me. Locked, unlocked, hello? Okay. So we're gonna go outside. It's a little snowy, sorry. And it is a little windy out here, so, oh God. Hi. Okay, it is a little windy out here, so I'm gonna talk inside, and then I'm just gonna let you get B-roll outside. So this is 1,800 square foot of patio and decking outside. It's insane. And when you look over, you can see Garden of the Gods. What was that valley that you said? Queen Valley or something like that?
Queens Canyon.
Queens Canyon. the big, you can just see it all. You can see everything. The views up here are unbelievable. Let's just walk out and see it.
Just a little bit of snow around.
LOL, all the snow. So, okay, most people are like, well, I gotta get up and shovel my driveway. Well, here you're shoveling off your deck if you want to use it. But really freaking incredible. You're almost at the top of some of these mountains, which is crazy. So yeah, wraps all the way around. Okay, we're back inside. Thanks for bearing with us outside in the wind. So usually the next thing that most people really are most curious about, right, is the master suite. They want to know, is it just as epic as the kitchen? And I want to show you, but I had to show you something even crazier first. So we will get to the master because I've been up there and it's incredible as well. But I want to take you downstairs. So we've got our little fountain and it runs, so it fills up all this little water, runs down the little rock slide. So it's still working its way through. And this house is 3,300 square feet, 4 bed, 4 bath. And so you've got, this is where, LOL, it's like, it's a big hand for my butt. Awesome. So you got these bedrooms. Now they're a little bit small, but I don't want you to think that the master is like that at all, because I can assure you that it is not. But like, this is still here. It's still like crazy to me, and to like walk through this house and there is just a legitimate rock jungle gym in your house. So as you come over here, here's like a laundry room and a half bath. Yeah, a half bath. Look at this. Let me turn on the light. Look at this. Okay, without like an incredible view from here, it's like one of the most epic bathroom experiences you might ever have. And then look at this wild little door. Oh, there is a shower right there. Okay. Hello.
Okay.
But
wow.
What this does, so we're going back outside. There's a little bit of dripping, but there's like a whole, this takes you out, and they got firewood out here, and this takes you right over to the little garage space as well. So you come home and it's covered and you walk in right through there.
This has to be one of the most like creative
Seriously.
spaces. Like,
yeah.
Like putting the door there, putting the door there like that. I've never seen anything. It's like, I can hear the architect saying no, and he's like, it's gotta happen.
But they're like, but what if we open it and there's just a rock? It's like, it doesn't matter. We'll just build a little pathway around it. It's really just so unique. Okay. So now you might be thinking, okay, Kyle, take me to the master bedroom now because I want to see it. And I will, however, this house, before there was a house here, there was an old bear den, like a literal den for a literal bear. And it is now incorporated as part of the house. So let's go take a look at it. I feel like now we're going down into like a mine shaft.
Definitely. Get that vibe.
Yeah. What is this space for? I don't know. But one of the cool things about it is like you can feel the temperature change as we come down here. And it like literally feels like we're caving, because as we come back here, we've got motion activated lights. It doesn't really like totally take us anywhere, but wine cooler, right? I don't know. You keep all your drinks down here and they're just constant temperature. There's not really anywhere to go out here, but it's still cool. I'm sure when there's not a bunch of snow there, you can kind of go out that way, but like, why not? It's cool, that's why.
So wait, is this the bear den?
This is the bear den, yeah.
Gosh.
I know. So I don't know like what was done. It looks like they tried to like plant stuff in there. I feel like it's kind of cold for that, but yeah, what a place. What a place. All right, now I will take you.
What, when you said, Kyle, that like you've never seen any place like this before?
Oh, I meant
We're
it.
not joking.
No, I was not joking.
Like,
Oh, you thought we were done with deck space? LOL. We're not. So, you got more deck space over here. And this actually goes up, so it just kind of, came down. But this is the south facing. It's just eternal. It just goes on and on and on forever.
look at those views.
All right, now we'll do it. Now we'll go upstairs. Okay, come on up. Now over here is the primary suite, but we're not gonna look at that yet because we got one more bedroom just to check out. And the cool thing about this is it's kind of like a junior ensuite where you have a full bathroom. And if you're like, oh, well, that's small. You're right, it is a little bit small. It's a little queen bed, but hello. Look at those views. Like, you just, I don't know, you feel like you're kind of in like a monastery is kind of the feel that this place has. All right, thank you for being patient. You guys have waited this whole video to see this gorgeous master suite. And this is legitimately like a dream situation for almost every client that I've ever had. So first off, the size of this room. Look at this bed. First off, gorgeous. Love this kind of furniture. Huge king bed, and there is still space for days in here. And then you've got the double vanity built in with, now they added a super state-of-the-art luxury jet tub, which is just spectacular. It's got a nice big mat back there. I would use that basically every day. Actually, the only thing that is kind of a bummer is I actually wish that this was a bigger window because I want to see outside.
I kind of agree.
Yeah, right? Like if you're in a bath right here, you're like, I want to see all of that because nobody can see in. So
That's a good point.
it's kind of a bummer. I am just noticing there's not a shower. So that's kind of weird. Didn't know that was there. Washer and dryer in the master. And these are super nice, front loading, super, super quiet. I didn't even know that those were in there. So that's awesome because I'm super bad at doing laundry. Okay. And now what makes this master suite even more, again, exceptional is now they have this converted right now as like a little office space, but just imagine yourself doing your work from home thing or Zoom in or whatever. And like, that's your view.
I feel like this is like the ultimate like work from home house. Like you have the beautiful but long drive in. Like you just get up here and like you wouldn't want to leave. Like you'd want to leave like once or twice a week, if that.
Yeah.
Like amazing.
Yeah, this place is so incredible. And I think one thing, well, I'll hit this first, but of course, pretty big closet space, kind of a his and hers side, which is awesome. But what makes this, okay, so we talked about this drive. Like it's a little bit of a beast of a drive to get up here, but there's like a whole community. So this is actually technically a gated community. And up here, there's basketball courts, pickleball courts, tennis courts, volleyball. There's like a little fitness center. There's like a whole, I want to say there's a pool. Can't remember, so fact check me on that. But so there's like a whole community center up here because of how high and how far up the mountain like you've actually come to get here. So most people are not really trying to, go up and down super often. Although I was surprised how many people we passed while we were driving up.
We passed a lot of people.
Yeah, it was
everybody waved. That was hilarious.
Every single person that we drove by waved because they're like, welcome to our neighborhood. It's fancy and you must be fancy too. All right, this has been an incredible tour, but like I told you in the very, very beginning of this video, this has been like really, really highly requested. People want to know what's in the, $1 million range, plus or minus 10%, because this actually, until we came up here, was just above 100,000, and now this is actually, it was just above $1 million, and it just had a huge price drop down to 900,000, which is insane. Secondly, we are going to be doing more videos like this, because when you're up in this price range and as you slowly start to creep up, so you get to that 1.5, that 2 million, that 2.5 million, it changes drastically. So make sure that you subscribe, because we're going to have a whole playlist as the year goes on that is going to be showing you the differences of all these neighborhoods. And it's going to be super important. You're not going to want to miss it. In the meantime, we have the best, most well-done neighborhood playlist that's going to be popping up right here. So make sure that when you're moving to Colorado Springs, you start watching that playlist so that you can be prepared and know what is right for you and your family. We'll see you on the next one.